I want to talk about this swing arm a little bit. This particular swing arm is for 1989 Honda NT650 Superhawk swing arm. It's had some heavy modifications to it. It is made to work with a 1971 Honda CB750. And oddly enough, the dimensions fit right into the frame. I mean, they're within like a millimeter or less. But, excuse me. Excuse me again. But problem I had was 1971 CB750 and all the way up to like 1979 were considered a dry sump motorcycle, which means they had an oil tank on the side of it. Oil didn't go in the motor, the oil went in the tank. And a lot of guys have added external tanks. I've seen like barrel tanks mounted in this area here. I've even seen people put an oil cooler on the front and call it good. Just, add extra oil lines as much as you can, whenever you can, to get oil in the motor. Well, when I came up with this, Roland told me, the swing arm's higher. I said, well, it's not a lot higher. He said, well, it doesn't have to be much. It just has to be higher. So I challenged him to turn this swing arm into a slash swing arm oil tank. Excuse me, I got to get this out of the way. So there was a lot of fab work. First, you had to figure out how to get oil in it, how to get oil out of it. So they welded I guess first thing they had to do was seal some bitch up. And in this area here was like a rubber O-ring. So it's wide open in there. And same thing over here. So that had to be welded up. This bolt went clean through. So I think what he did was he windowed out the top and got in there and welded something up to seal that off. And underneath, that's where he did, there it is. That's where he did the oil plug. And then he still had to vent it. So under this silicone cap, there's a threaded line for a vent. And I guess he had to weld bones onto the side of the swing arm here and here, supply and return, or vice versa. So yeah, there was a lot of fab work. And inside here was a huge hole that had to get welded up and sealed up. And then they said, what do you want to do about a chain guard? And I'm like, well, I gotta have a chain guard. So him and Chuck, this is all their engineering and fabrication. So I guess one of these, or if not both, it doesn't look very factory, but anyway, this thing goes up there. And the brake lines, they welded this tube that has a PVC line that comes through it, and it goes up and it catches the MC on the back of the rear set, or So, yeah, there's an awful lot of stuff going on with this swing arm. And it's going to be worth it when it's all said and done. But yeah, kudos to Stewart Cycle, Chuck and Roland Stewart. This is their baby. This whole bike is their baby. I mean, they had to do the bungs on the rear sets. What I was trying to do was keep the mathematics the same on this motorcycle compared to a 1971, with the wheelbase, the rake, the trail, the seating position, the ground clearance, the seat height, everything. You know, the more I can keep it like it was in 1971, the better it's going to handle, the more comfortable it's going to be, and all that good stuff. So, yeah, there was like I said, 10 years I've been doing this thing, and I think it's going to be worth it. I mean, it rode beautifully before I tore it all down to redo everything and paint it and get it ready, finish it up. But yeah, it rode like a dream. It handled like a dream. So yeah, I wanted to talk about that thing. I mean, that is really, really an impressive engineering accomplishment. Thanks.